Hi, I'm Jonathan Grapsis. Like many of you over the last week, I've had the opportunity to read Ken Burnett's very insightful piece about the future of fundraising in response to Bernard Ross's question. I thought I'd spend a few minutes giving my 20 cents worth and picking up on a few of the things that Ken talked about in his blog last week. The first one, which I think is incredibly important moving forward, is that we absolutely must stop immediately sacrificing the long term for the short term. There's two examples of this that I can think of over the last 12 months that I think have become incredibly destructive for organisations around the world. The first is the drop-off in professional development budgets. I think the easiest way to think about this is to use a football analogy. You know, when a team's struggling or doing really badly, they don't stop training. In fact, usually they ramp up their training and work even harder than ever. So I can't understand in this climate, when things have been really, really tough over the last year or 2 years, when organisations can strip back professional development training budgets. This is a time when we need to be as learned as we possibly can, to use Ken's word. The other thing which illustrates again our obsession with the short term is the reduction in planned giving or bequest budgets. You know, I could count numerous occasions in the last year or so where fundraisers have said to me that they've had to either slash completely or reduce significantly their planned giving and legacy budgets. Again, I really can't understand this. Long-term planning, long-term growth and sustainability for charities is certainly about investing in things like bequests and planned gifts. And now is certainly not the time to be cutting back on that. The second thing is when it comes to donor care. Now, some of you have probably read my blog in the past, and I've talked quite a lot about the importance of donor care, and spent a large part of the last 9 or 10 years looking at how charities in different parts of the world deal with donors. And it would be fair to say that we're pretty mediocre when it comes to caring for our donors. I don't think I'm telling you anything new there. And one of the big problems with it, I think, in terms of why we are so poor at caring for donors, is that we don't measure how impactful looking after our supporters can actually be. And there are a number of ways you can do this, but certainly one of the things that I think charities need to be aware of is that they need to prove to their board members and to their executive directors, for example, the real importance and the impact that caring for people can actually have. And I'd implore you to at least think about that moving forward. On the back of that, it would be remiss of me not to talk about data. And the message for fundraisers when we talk about data is we need to dig deeper. We need to rummage through your data and really understand the true value. And not just looking at what we think the implied lifetime value of certain groups of donors may be, but actually look at the real value of different types of individuals that are supporting you. I'd also, again, ask you to go that little bit further and actually look at the net return of different types of donors, so you can truly have an understanding of what individuals and different groups are actually worth to you. And the last thing that I will talk about very briefly is about technology. You know, we're all caught up in the social media wave at the moment. And when I talk to people about this, the thing that I would say is that yes, let's spend time testing and trying things when it comes to social networks and social media, but don't get distracted from the bigger picture. And the other thing which I want to make sure that we're not doing is letting technology ruin relationships. And one of the examples that, again, I can illustrate this by is talking about the experience I've had looking at how charities do service their donors and a lot of the mystery shopping work that we've done at Pareto Fundraising over the last few years. And one of the things that dawned on me is that it's very easy to default to other channels, i.e. our website and so forth, to actually talk to people about the work that we do. And what I'm afraid of is that actually we can use technology to move away from the relationships that some individuals still want to have, whether it be a face-to-face or over the telephone conversation. And so what I'd ask you again to do is not let technology ruin relationships. Technology really is, or pieces of technology are tools to enhance relationships in some situations, but let's not let it replace other conversations that we might have with individuals. That's it from me from this week. Thanks again, Ken, for such a fantastic piece and for opening us up to thinking about these things moving forward. Hope you found this useful, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks.